I don't wanna be right. If you tell me I'm wrong, I don't wanna be right. If you tell me I'm wrong, I don't wanna be right. Thinking that we could be something for real. Hey guys, just see you. I'm trying to reach the things that I can't see. That's just how I feel. That's just how I feel. Trying to reach the things that I can't see. Should I share the mic? You want to do it online? When you share it online, people have to log into Google account to see that they can view it on Google options. How you get it? When you get the link? Oh, link share. Oh. Hey everyone, how are you guys doing? Oh, the judges. The judges actually said they're great. How's everyone doing? Good, good, good. Come on, guys. Come on. I know you're not tired. How's everyone doing? They're really tired. They're really, really tired. Who slept there last night? Not us. Imagine that. So out today, this is the fourth start of weekend. Yeah, come on. Give yourselves a round of applause. Amazing. Fourth start of weekend here at Microsoft Innovation Center, and the first time we allowed somebody to spend the night. Yeah, first time we allowed somebody to spend the night, and I was Kevin. Kevin, raise your hand so everybody can see you. So Kevin said, "John, I'm spending the night." I said, "No." He said, "Okay, I'm going to sleep in my car." I said, "Okay." I thought he went home, when I was leaving, Kevin was sleeping in his car. The next morning, Chris and I came in, and Kevin was now getting up out of his car. But that was cool. That was really cool. So therefore, I allowed him to spend the night inside here, and he and the son spent the night too. Yeah. So that's cool. And that's what we're talking about. Real 54 hours. Somebody said sleep is for losers or something like that. But anyway, guys, give yourselves, for the teams, people who participated, please give yourselves a very, very happy round of applause. Welcome everybody to the fourth start of weekend. Welcome judges. This is a great experience. I didn't get a chance to talk to my team together before we put this, but first startup weekend took 6 months, second one took 6 weeks, the third one took 4 weeks. I promised my team I wouldn't do that again, but this one took 2 weeks. Right, so, but definitely we're not doing that again.
Yeah, yeah.
But that was really but really important. It's not just, a lot of people look at me as the person behind Startup Weekend, and it's not me. We have a bunch of faces, a bunch of people, you all who are behind it. But I want to really give a very heartfelt shout out to my team, Ashmini, please stand. Stand up. Chris, that's Chris. That's Chris. KRS. KRS. Chris. Is that Kila? Yeah, I woke up just now. And then we have a few other people in the team who are not here, but I must thank them. And then I thank the people who were here and helped us. Judges, if you only understand the challenges we had, as in all entrepreneurs, we have challenges. So we had challenges yesterday, and we worked through them. We went from building to building, back and forth, and it was great. And it was, I want to thank every one of you for helping out. Melissa's helping out this morning. So you all have become, by just experiencing this, part of the extended team. And we have a great group of guys who are 100% in terms of supporting Startup Weekend. So like Renee, I give Renee a shout out. And we have some new the last Startup Weekend who are here, and they plan to get every Startup Weekend, right, Fabian? All right. All right. So we want to get this show on the road. It's a great experience working with you guys, getting to see new faces, and I hope you all had a great time, learned a lot, and I know you all want to know who won. So let's just get the show on the road. All right. Yeah. Welcome, Chris, our facilitator.
Okay, guys. Hi, my name is Chris. For all of you who are just coming to join us tonight, my name is Chris.
Hi, Chris.
Hey guys. I got a lot running through my head right now. We've had a really, really crazy weekend. As Gerard said, we actually had some people sleep here, so if you smell something funny, it's probably one of those two guys, because they've been working really, really, really hard. So what Startup Weekend is, it's a 54-hour event where the first night people come and they pitch their ideas that they're really passionate about, and teams get formed over those ideas, the best ones that the crowd kind of picks as favorites. And they work on those over the course of the weekend. So the ideas that you're about to see getting presented tonight actually were built from Friday night. So that's not a lot of time. So keep that in mind when you're watching these teams present. These literally came together in 54 hours. So rather than me trying to really explain what Startup Weekend is to you, I thought it would be valuable to bring up one of the previous winners from one of our past Startup Weekends. And he's actually a very special participant, and you'll find out why very soon. But I'd like to bring Marlon up to the stage. Marlon. Spotlight.
Okay.
Here's a mic if you want it.
All right, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Marlon, and if you didn't know, I'm totally blind. I'm good looking, but I'm totally blind. I'm here to tell you my experience with Startup Weekend. And first of all, congratulations for making it this far. As you probably would have realized, it's not as easy as you thought it was initially, right? Everyone's experience more or less is the same. When I first came here, I did not know what it was about at all. I thought it was a lecture that you would sit down and you have a paper and they'll tell you, wow, an entrepreneur is this, an entrepreneur is that, and here you can see cash flow. I thought it was that. When I hear people whooping and screaming, I'm like, what the heck is this? And then a guy came to me like, oh, sorry, sir, you're pitching. who's pitching? Well, what do? You're talking about your idea. Like, idea? I didn't come with an idea. I thought it was a class. You understand? And then when I start to hear people pitch, that is where the magic happens. Like, hey, these guys, they have an idea. I think the ideas are good. And I'm sure you probably experience it as well, where you start to hear people start to talk and you start to feel bubbly. Well, it's not necessarily indigestion, but you start to bubble inside. Say, hey, I think I could. And I was like that. I was sitting down saying, hey, I think I want to come up with an idea. And I'm telling you, I'm being honest. The idea that I came up with on that very same day. The same day, I had no idea what I was going to say. Listen, I'm blind. What do I need to do? I think, well, first thing I need to have a lead. And then I said, listen, I fed up walking into poles and walking into holes and walking into holes and then walking into poles. So I think maybe I should come with an idea for that. You know, I mean, it wouldn't hurt. It wouldn't hurt so much. And then I don't know if I didn't know if you all went to the same way where you're sitting down and then you're studying. Yeah, no. That was me trying to figure, gosh, don't go, oh gosh, and start up there. People are gonna feel embarrassed. And why you embarrassed for nobody? You ain't seeing nobody, so we said, you understand? And then I came up and I pitched the idea. You understand? And it's like really, really cool. And it's like, yeah, then they talk about this dots thing with dots. I said, right. So I'm standing here at this table and they're putting dots on something. I don't know where they put the dots. The dots are flat. So I have no idea. So everybody have dots except me. Why did I have any? Why did I get any dots? Anyway, so then you literally have to convince people to buy into your idea. And then somebody just whispered to me, you're not seeing anything. And you have the most dots. Like, really? So a whole bag of dots behind me on a movie. I say, right. So I say, definitely I get these sympathy votes. See the blind guy and so let me get my little dot now. So then they're saying that now you have to pitch again. And this time you have to see the people that you would want on your team. You all could remember that, right? But I had no idea what I needed. All I know is what I wanted, so I just copied everybody. I said, yeah, well, I need web developers. I have a clue what a developer is. And and then people that's when this guy, the guy who's with me, Sean Melville, he's a cool guy. I think he's single, but that's the reason. Then there's another one, Winston Black, when they came up to me. They actually came up with, they had an idea, but they said, hey, your idea, we think we want to work with your idea. And so I said, cool. So there were just three of us. And then Sean was like, nah, how come you get so much of that, son? There's only three of we, and Sean on the team, he is the one that he does stress. That's what he does well. Stress. You understand? That's his work. He's just a stress out. So they went for the content stress. You understand? And then we came about, and then they come these sort of new phrases that I have no idea. MVP, what most valuable player was that? Minimum valuable. Wait, what? And after they began to explain it to us, like, okay, that's making sense. And then we look into go and say, listen, there's three of us, and that is how that's how I believe entrepreneurship is. You're not gonna get it cool and smooth all the time. It's not gonna work like that. Sometimes you work with 3 people, sometimes you work with 30, sometimes you work with 1. You understand? So I said, listen, it's 3 of us. I believe that everything that happens supposed to happen the way that happened, and it wouldn't happen any other way. We're going on dial. It's like, yeah, let me go. And we go on, and Winston Day, we come in and say, listen, we're doing this, we're doing that. I walk in every bit of gadget that I could find because I'm a bit of a techie. You understand? So Winston and I outside, we planning what we're gonna do, but I've always been a creative person. So we decided, listen, we want to bring this person, we want to bring that person. We're gonna leave Sean to do his thing, which is stress. So whilst Winston and I was outside planning how we do new thing, he's stressing out. You understand? We come inside and he's stressing out because we're not stressing out. You understand? And then I'm talking about 5 minutes before presentation time, Sean's still doing presentation. And we ain't even go to a dry run. And they're like, boy, watch me. Everything that's happened for a reason, we go with that. And we went with it. We started to talk, we laughed. Just all talking and laughing now because, there's something. Once you believe in your product, in your service, you will express it in a way that you know how. Let the other technical parts work on itself for the other technical people. And that's why there's a team. We believe that, listen, you good at this, you good at that, you could talk, you could look pretty, you could stress, and you good at that. You understand? And that is what we did. We went with it. You understand? And I sat there saying, okay, and I got a lot of good pictures. It's like, wow, well, listen, I will settle for a little fifth place. And you go settle for that. All of a sudden here, People's Choice Award, which will be here, like the amount of people here going to be choosing the most. And then it's like, we won that. I was like, wait, nah, man, that can't be right. And then eventually they came and said, Mobius, and which is a really, really cool thing for me. And as I said on Morning Edition the other day, is if I could do it with my team and I can't see past my nose, then anybody could do the same thing. You just have to make sure that your idea, you believe in your idea, you live in your idea, and you're good about it. So I am here to encourage you and congratulate you already. You know, even if you don't win first place, you're supposed to be enough to push your idea forward. I am really looking forward to seeing, you know, how creative you all can be. I really would like to think, and you see, when you have different ideas and people coming up with the different pitches, it grows, it jumps on this one and it jumps on that one, and then everybody catches the ball, and I don't know, everybody is all hyped up on that. So I'm really glad to be here. I'm gonna be looking forward to see which one is the best. You understand? Listening to hear you all pull all these stops. You don't want to come and say, well, my idea is this, and I want to do this, and if we do this, then we go get this amount of money. Yeah. No, you want to impress the judges, you want to wow people, you want people to invest in you, pull out all these stops. Thank you.
Straightforward. What? Straightforward. You're in there. Turn around. All right. That's it.
Woo! Let's get the show rolling.
So as you guys can see, Startup Weekend is literally for everybody. It's something that everybody can come and participate in and everyone can find success in. So that's just one story that really kind of makes you tingle. And I hope that you hear some other stories tonight or see some projects that you all feel like you can connect with as well. So without further ado, let's get to these presentations. Woo! First, I want to introduce you all to our judges. Judges, can you please turn around and give a nice little wave to the audience? And instead of me trying to butcher their bios, I'm going to hand the mic around and let the judges tell you a little bit about themselves and what they do and why they're sitting here in front of you.
Hi, my name is Eric. I am very curious to hear from what you all are going to present tonight. It's an interesting weekend, good ideas, and whatever we come up with as comments, constructive comments to you to help you develop your ideas into good business. My background, I'm currently a business advisor and a mentor to startups and entrepreneurs in the SME sector, small and medium-sized enterprises. I've been involved in startups myself, small companies, medium-sized companies, and I have also a corporate background, so I know what it takes to manage large processes. We are here to help you, okay?
Thank you, good afternoon. My name is Beverly Dimas, and I am right now the manager of entrepreneurial development and support services at YTEP Limited. I am also a management consultant. I have my own business, Damas & Associates, and I also am a YBTT mentor, as well as a mentor for formerly SBDC Business Development Company. And as said previously, we are really here to help you, mentor you in terms of the advice that we give in terms of feedback. But I am really excited. I think I might be more excited than most of you. And I wish I had an idea to pitch today. So good luck to everyone, and just enjoy it because I know we will.
My name is Claude Marshall. I'm a former software engineer. I lectured in university in the US in software engineering, testing, that type of thing. And now I run a couple of businesses, so I understand startup, I understand problems with getting funding and people buying into your ideas and that kind of thing. But the real reason I'm here is because I'm the standby judge. John and I went to university together. I was his uncle. I was everybody's uncle on campus. I was the oldest student I did on campus. So anytime Jordan needs a judge, he said, Claude, I need you again, boy. So and I tried to dress properly this time. Oh gosh. Don't come with these short pants.
Awesome. So we have some great judges here today. And now, before we get into the presentations, I just want to take a second and talk to you all about what they're going to be judged on. So there are 3 categories that we're really going to be focusing on today. The judges. This is validation. To make sure the team gets out, talks to customers, and makes sure that that idea that they're working on is really a good idea, not just a good idea in their own heads. Second, execution design. The product of this weekend was to try to actually make an MVP, or a minimum viable product. So one thing that you're going to see tonight are what the teams created. So if they actually came out with a tangible product, and how it looks is the next thing. Is UX, oh, I went totally backwards. That was design. So UX, how the product looks, how the product works, and how easy it is to use. And last, the business model. So does your product actually solve a solution? What kind of solution does it solve? What's the problem? And what makes your project unique? So how does the pitching work? We're going to give each team up here 5 minutes to come up here and do their thing. After 5 minutes is up, you're going to hear a little bell, and you're going to have to help me clap them off. This was the problem the first night. When they get up here and kind of time runs out, I don't want to be the only one clapping, because then I look like kind of a jerk. So if everybody can help me after 5 minutes up, we'll know that their time is up, and we'll hand it over to the judges for 3 minutes of question and answer. Important for the teams, you know your order, so be aware that when this team is up here and the questions start to go, please come on deck so we can get you queued up with your laptop. So now it's time to pitch. First, can we get DIY Designs up here? We'll get you set up for the first presentation. Everyone give a round of applause for DIY Designs. Whatever you want.
Okay, good afternoon. Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to our esteemed judges. We are DIY Fashion. We can play with the name a little bit, I haven't fully decided on the names yet. Our apologies. So the group is in front here. Right here. So we are DIY Fashion, and we're here to help you define your style. DIY Fashion is an interactive website and mobile application. It allows users to create their own custom designs, whereby you'll be building your own outfit from scratch, essentially. So you're creating an outfit to express your individuality. So the whole idea about the site and application is about allowing you to get that perfect fit for you. So it's something that cannot be found in stores. It's something that really expresses who you are as a person. So the website connects the users to fashion designers. So if you want to take your idea from concept and bring it to life and actually have it made,
we'll have an affiliation with several fashion designers where you can actually get the work done professionally. So the fashion designer will make the outfit for the customer for them to pick up. Now the other aspect of it is a social community. We're calling it social fashion, whereby think of it like Instagram for fashion. So users create a profile and can post their designs to be viewed by followers and or the public. And you can also follow people. So you'll build your profile of all of your designs and people can follow you, you can like, comment, share designs, etc., etc. So our customer segments that we're looking at are young professionals, 18 to 30, middle to upper class in terms of income brackets. That is regard to being able to afford a professional design done, well created from a fashion designer. Well, of course, it's going to be about fashion enthusiasts. People who are passionate about fashion are the ones who are going to really embrace this idea. Fashion designers, because they now have an opportunity to not only continue to build their audience, but they have a platform where they can mix and match and create designs for themselves. So it'll help them as well as students in terms of fashion, right? Now, our main marketing channels we want to pursue for launching is a social media marketing campaign, as well as press in terms of fashion magazines, radio interviews, TV interviews, newspaper articles, etc. Events, fashion events, tech shows, etc. Brand ambassadors, people who are well respected and influential in the fashion industry, to come on board and really help us give us a push. Email marketing, a blog that will really tell you about, give you fashion tips, fashion trends, etc., as well as merchandising to really give the brand more visibility. Startup cost. Well, it will mostly be web and app development, as well as maintenance and marketing costs. One more time, looking at Chris. Stop. Last time, pass or left? Oh, okay, I know you. Revenue model, commissions. So when someone finishes their design, completes their design, and they want it done, we will contract a fashion designer to do it for you, and the designer will pay us a commission for getting that sale for them. As our audience grows, we want to develop a subscription model whereby fashion designers, people who will be making the clothes, will pay us a subscription to be on the platform because we'll be getting them more business, as well as advertising from side. So to close it all up in terms of the unique value proposition, is being able to design your own outfit. It is putting the ability in everyone's hands to be a fashion designer. Also to get a custom fit from, in terms of something that you will be able to find in a store, in terms of your measurements, etc. Right? You'll be able to connect with fashion designers to bring your vision to life. Fashion. People who are very passionate. The clip now to give you an idea of how the demo will look like. So quickly, what the demo will look like is basically you have something like this where you could choose and where like what kind of system you like, what kind of dress you want, and obviously have more options in the future. This is what we did over the weekend, and this is a glimpse of how like what we did website wise, something like this, where on the side you'll have the option to design your own clothes. So thank you very much for listening. So anybody have any questions?
Yeah, you start. You can use the mic in the middle. The mic in the middle is,
First question. What you showed how to design the skirts and so on.
Yeah.
Is that developed this weekend?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay.
Okay, good afternoon again.
Yeah.
In terms of legal issues such as patents and so forth, if people are designing their own things, what do you have in mind in terms of to protect?
In terms of patterns, you have the option if you want to post it on the public forum. If you do post something public, as you letting your idea into the public.
I mean, some people want to design something for themselves and keep it for themselves, because that'll be like their personal unique. They don't want to want to share it and somebody steal that idea. Because when you're walking on the road, you don't want to see somebody wearing the same. I know that's a problem for most ladies where they walk on the road. They don't want, or they go to an event, they don't want to see somebody in that same dress that they have on. So you have the option of keeping it private or sharing it.
How do you connect the customer who makes the design with the special fashion designer who makes it?
Okay, so what right now is basically just getting the word out and getting fashion designers to come onto the site. So, I mean, when you approach the fashion designer and you tell them, well, here, what, I have a way of increasing your business. I don't see a problem with them wanting to say no to that. I mean, if it is they do have a problem with that, it might not be the perfect person that we would want to have on the site.
But who is making the selection? Are you making your design and you offer that to fashion designers and they can do a bit, or?
No, we actually are going to offer it. How this is going to work, we're going to offer it everyone and offer you a list of designers that could make the kind of clothes that the apparel that you want to wear. Somebody specializes in that. So you get, when you choose the design, you get a list of designers. Each one of them will have customer ratings depending on people who pass, who use them in the past and stuff like that. That's for the question. Oh, yeah. Okay.
Time for one more question. Are you worried about when you're telling the customers the stuff designer, are you worried about customers as well designer just bypassing your site?
Not well, to be honest, the initial reason for the idea was because of there's a much traction in the fashion community in Trinidad. And I kind of want to encourage young designers in Trinidad to come up, and by giving them this platform where they can reach their customers, if I can make that join between a customer and a designer, that actually, it kind of gives me more joy than actually making money. But I know from a business point of view, it might not be the best thing. But I think, sorry about that. That's why later on, when we develop some sort of traffic, we want to do it on a subscription basis rather than a commission basis. Where in order to keep your name on the list as a designer, you have to pay like a minimal subscription per year kind of basis.
The design software, is that only accessible through the internet?
Actually, the software used is a gaming software, which has the same capabilities as normal design software, but it is available on mobile and internet.
Okay, but you can't protect the user of using the software. Otherwise, you could register it. Otherwise, you could do it only through registration and protect that you only can design on your website.
Oh, you mean like, yeah, registration. So they could use the software and probably screenshot it and carry it to the designer. Maybe I could explore ways to prevent that, but right now, over the weekend, we didn't really.
DIY Designs.
Thank you very much.
Hi everyone, my name is Nissan. I'd like to introduce my team, Hobbyfy. So this is Sydney, Ariel. In the back we have Ravita and Gavon. I would like to call Chris for helping us over this project. So all validated customers back. Yeah, so what our project is to create a multi-user experience that connects hobbyists and encourages an engagement, recognition and rewards among them. The idea is that I know some stuff and I'm a hobbyist and I want to be able to connect other people to learn about another hobby, because that's the fastest way we can learn, a one-on-one engagement. Initially, then we realized when we started exploring the market and validating the customer that we were getting a lot of feedback towards other things, which created this idea that we need to create more engagement and rewards and that sort of thing. 75% of the respondents also said that they were ready to barter. Well, I know I wasn't to trade what I know for what you know. But the hobbies are really diverse. We surveyed just 40 people, and we got 33 different hobbies listed out of that. So it's a really diverse crowd. But 99% of those respondents said when they do their hobby, they get a feeling of positivity. But the positivity range from very passive positivity, like calm and tranquil, to really active positivity, like I'm really excited, I'm fired up. But 40% of them felt that they wanted to connect to other people who were like them, or have one-on-ones with folks to learn more about their hobby. And 33% of them wanted them to track progress as they progressed in their hobby from an amateur to more professional level. 25% of them also wanted to be able to connect with vendors, whether it be vendors who sold products, whether it was vendors who had venues for stuff, or they were actually experts in the field, recognized professional experts, and they were willing to pay for that. And 30% of them said they wanted to do some video tutorials. So one of the things that we looked at as a market trend for building this out, because we want to develop this around something on the internet. One is fun as a value customers are putting as the metric for whether they decide to use your site or not. The second is that fun and team aren't correlated. The best, most selling app in 2010 was about air traffic control, one of them. Then there was the Farmville thing, and then there was the one about changing. Not fun tasks, but they were the most popular games, which is fun. So what that proves, and they did some research, and what it showed is if you use the proper techniques in gamification, the design will, of course, assume that the user is always trying to get something for free, but you can always stack the house against it, so you always benefit in the long run, even though it may seem to the user in the short run that they'll actually get away for free. So we looked at this video from this guy called Gabe Zickerman, who's a really big expert on gamification, and he came up with this idea of something called a gamification loop, which is a cycle of the user in our system we wanted to get, which is we give them some challenges, we give them some win conditions, we promote the leaders, but in a certain way, and I'll get to that. We give them recognition and rewards for badges, or some other form. We get them to network with each other, and then we say, okay, now you're recognized as somebody. And then we start a loop over again. And we're giving those continuous types of things. We build and grow status and recognition of users in the community. We encourage healthy competition to achieve goals, and we offer monetization shortcuts to goals. So as you can see, this is a sample that we came up with in terms of a wireframe. And you'll see later on that this took some effort. In each one of these pieces, it shows what I've accomplished. I have status because I'm rated by my community as certain things. It shows me how to raise, so it gives me a challenge. It shows me how I compete against people not at the very top where I might be at the bottom and I can't get to them, I'm discouraged. But the folks right in front of me who I know, and I can get to them and I can beat them. I also encourage good behavior by giving them rewards for certain things like helping hands, where if I connect with you and you connect with me and we exchange ideas, I get a reward. I also give them rewards from the beginning. From the time you sign up, you haven't even signed up yet, but because you told me what you want, you're fired up. I also, the monetization aspect, stick with this for a while. The monetization aspect comes involved with those people or partners who offer services involved. For example, if I'm interested in bird watching, I can talk to, for example, the URET Home of the Hummingbird, which is a house that has really nice hummingbirds, and I'd recommend any Trinidadian or non-Trinidadian to visit there. And I can tell them, here, I'll drive traffic to your site. We'll work with you and create a custom system where if they come by you, they'll get a badge. And if they do more, like they take a picture and post it on Facebook, we'll give them a bigger badge. And if they come by you and they bring 2 friends, they get a next badge. So we set status. So the key monetization aspect there, the key monetization aspect here is we can do this not just a venue. We can do this with an equipment manufacturer. We can do it with an expert. We can sit with them, provide a service where we figure out how best to monetize and drive traffic to you, and in turn drive traffic to our site. Right? So what costs we have to consider? First thing is user experience design. We have to always make it easier for someone to go onto this site and be engaged while hobbyifying. There's ongoing software development course, both for bug fixes and questions? So sorry about that. Bad time.
How are you going to earn money?
So two ways. We can earn through the user because one of the screens was showing where we gave them rewards, we also give them some sort of virtual currency. That would be one small aspect. We're always trying to push them to jump ahead of the curve. They can learn it naturally, but if you want to jump ahead of the curve, you can buy some currency and move ahead in your challenge to get to the next one. The second, which is the more monetized aspect, is once we build that user community, we can go out to these vendors and say, yeah, well, we have this amount of users, we know they're targeted in this market. Let's work with you and provide a service where we can bring traffic to you, and we'll be able to measure it because we know by the badges that come out and the rewards that come back, how many of those people we marketed to actually came and did what we expected them to do.
But my question is, how are you going to earn money?
Oh, we went to money. We charge them for the service. It's not free to put the badge on the site. It's not free for us to say, hey, we're going to drop a challenge that's specific to your organization and encourage a user behavior that's specific to driving traffic to my partner's business. So for example, in the Home of the Hummingbird, we're driving people to come to your place and pay money to visit your house, to purchase your art, and to bring their friends there. And all of that is monetization aspects. But we also bring them back to us, because to claim the badge, you have to come back to our site. So we're keeping them loyal, we're keeping users on board, and we're giving them status and recognition for doing things that basically you wouldn't think about spending money on those things, you're thinking about the status. Sorry.
What is the main barrier to entry for a business such as this, and therefore what do you see as your competitive advantage?
So the main barrier for this is actually like user experience design and gamification of stuff is not really something done in Trinidad. It's a growing trend, but there's good ways and there's bad ways. So we really need to get those experts. The second thing is sales. We are mostly developers, marketing folks. To sell this thing, we have to have really strong customer relationships. We have to have these kind of one-on-one values with our partners, the same way we have a one-on-one value with our community. And to do that takes some time and takes some effort. So we'd have to acquire some folks who are really good at building trust, both for the virtual community and for our partners. No questions? I was perfectly clear.
Do you have an idea what it would cost to develop it?
So, in terms of funding it, it depends on how much it scales up. Like, I am doing another project right now, and my average cost is about 75,000 for the hosting of a site that can cater to, and this is a mobile app, with me doing most of the development without being paid for 1 year. That's 75,000 TT. If I added on the cost of development, it would actually go up to somewhere like 250,000 TT, because I have to pay developers per hour and then apps, you know. It's, yeah.
Would this be similar?
Sorry?
Would this be similar?
This would be very similar in terms of it would be a mobile app experience, but there may be an additional cost because I need to get an expert in gamification, or I need to take the time to pay someone to ramp up on it and basically do the job. And I may have to give away something more than just money. You know.
Judges, are you ready? I think they're still judging. Hi, everyone. My name is Maria O'Brien. I'm a web designer, digital designer, and we are pitching an app called TalkDown. The name may or may not change, but we thought the name was suitable because it's a global suicide prevention app. One of the main reasons why we are choosing to do this is because every year over 1 million people commit suicide. That's about 3,000 people a day, and that's about 40 people one person every 40 seconds. For every person that commits suicide, 20 people attempt to commit suicide or commit self-harm, which means that they damage themselves or they try to hurt themselves to alleviate some kind of psychological pain. The top 20 countries with the highest suicide rates in the world might actually surprise you. They include countries like Greenland, South Korea, Japan, what is common between all of these countries, despite their economic disparity, is that they have a cultural insensitivity to mental health awareness, which means that issues that that come out of mental health issues or illnesses, they don't see it as a valid reason or a valid cause to invest in. Suicide is forecasted by the WHO as one of the top 10 leading causes of death in the world right now, and by 2020 it'll be in top 5. So, a top-down technique is what's used by a mental health professional or a public safety professional to stop someone or diffuse a situation. And prevent harm. So we've designed an app that we think will address this issue by giving people a coping resource that will help them in the event that they decide that they want to commit suicide and end their life. For anyone who's ever faced an issue like this or dealt with anyone who's attempted to commit suicide, this is a very intense situation. And if they don't have someone to talk to, it can result in either them taking their life or it escalating into another type of issue. So we thought by using mobile development and also creating a global community where people easily can connect with each other that are faced with this issue. That would be suicide survivors like myself. That would mean that we've had someone commit suicide and we survived that incident. Or people who have suicidal tendencies, which means that they very often try to take their own life. Or people who are parents or mental health professionals that have patients that are faced with these types of situations pretty often. So the first benefit of the app is that it's a global peer-to-peer suicide prevention network connected through the app. They can see each other, they can talk to each other, and they can reach out to each other. It also has a virtual talk down, which means that it's a text and motion graphics piece that talks them down in the event that they can't find someone to do that for them. And then there's a coping resource wall that gives them information about resources within their community or online that use if they need more information. The virtual talk down is one of the major features of the app. It allows us to, it's based on an article that was written by a therapist coming out of the United States. It's a pretty successful article that those of us in this community know about because it's very effective in talking someone down through the article alone. So a person goes into the app, they log into it, they go through the virtual talk down, and hopefully it will de-escalate them from their thoughts. The second thing is the global peer-to-peer network, where a person can reach out to someone based on any members that are online and making themselves available. If it is one of their friends that they've decided to be one of their coaches or support networks, then they can reach out to them directly, but all other members remain anonymous for obvious reasons. So, for the coping resources, we have a read this first for people who are counselors or coaches who will be assisting these people reaching out for help in this very serious situation. So they need to, of course, understand the situation, how dire it is, the legal implications, the safety implications, and whether or not they're willing to accept this position. The second resources are for the person trying to commit suicide. And we haven't figured out every single detail of how much of this information will be on the website versus in the app, but we will know within the next 2 days or so. And that's it. Any questions? Oh, by the way, we have a prototype of the app that you can walk through. One's on an iPhone and one's a Bluetooth. It doesn't include, of course, all the informational windows, but we thought it would be a good indicator of how this app might work. Any questions from the audience? This is hard.
This is worthwhile, but tend to fund the organization.
Well, I think that the goal of this business is for it to be a non-profit model, preferably through sponsorship. A very close situations as here would be here in Trinidad and Tobago, where we don't have a suicide hotline anymore. No, the ministry pulled funding for our national hotline called Lifeline about 3 years ago, which means that there's no longer a 24-hour hotline for Trinidad and Tobago. So in a situation like ours, we would go to so it's just a matter of distribution access. So we would look for sponsors to help with the distribution and awareness within their individual countries.
Other than the government.
Either the government or whoever who's willing. Yeah, it's a global issue, so we're not really concerned with the validity of this issue or the gravity of it. The countries that we're targeting are not, the United States, for example, has a huge mental health awareness campaign and infrastructure. We're targeting countries like Lithuania, like Russia, that where they don't have those things in place and they have this is a huge issue.
There are no other apps that you're aware of?
There are 3 other apps that are pretty successful. They all come out of the United States. 2 of them are for veterans, of course, and people returning from wars. And then there's one for teens that's called My3. And we looked at those features and we tried to integrate the ones that we thought were the most successful for our MVP. For the final product that we would test first.
Which is your biggest challenge?
Pardon?
Your biggest challenge?
I think the biggest challenge would be the sensitivity culturally within each individual country. I think those countries, they don't really see this as a grave issue and they don't look at suicide victims as victims. They look at them as weak individuals that have succumbed to life. You know, I don't think they look at it as an illness either. So the awareness campaign is probably the biggest challenge that we face, separated by each country's individual cultural issues.
How do you think you can build a support network?
Because the network is already out there, and I know that from my own experience. 3 years ago, my best friend committed suicide, so I started, you have to reach out. When you reach out, like coming back to Trinidad, there isn't anyone here to really reach out to. There wasn't a hotline, and there isn't a lot of free public health programs for it. So I reached out to people online, and there are actually chat rooms with suicide survivors, people who are thinking about committing suicide. There's hundreds of them there every day. So I think it's already an existing network. It's just that they're in those old formatted chat rooms like ICQ, and they're not mobile friendly. So we're pretty much taking it mobile. That was so like.
Music. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Smart Hub presentation. I want to give a bit of a warning because I have some graphical images to show to really make a connection up to this and see a kid there. So I'll ask that you got him from that. And Marlon, not here. I just wanted to talk it through. So Smart Hook. As we go into it, I want to talk about Smart Hook attempts to solve and to really make a connection. So I'm using a graphic. I mean, there are damages happening in the oil and gas industry regarding lifting operations and in the logistics supply chain all the time. particularly when people damage their hands. I hate to see this. I hate lunch. Lose their fingers. Cranes falling offshore because of incorrect weights. Somebody lose a nice car. I mean, that's personal for me. I wouldn't like a car like that to get damaged from a crane toppling over. And just lifting something onto the deck of a boat, based on what we attempted to address, can cause injury, can cause people to die. That's a personal connection for me because I saw it happen with my own eyes 10 years ago. I've been in the industry 13 years. So I feel passionate about the solution because it's something I've lived through. Proceed. And I've seen those eyes. I've seen the eyes like that on a big man. I've seen big men cry based on injuries. I don't want to see that again. So we talk about the global scale. Trinidad and Tobago discovered oil in 1857, and since then, we have been importing talent and technology. But what have we been exporting? Well, there's oil. But we also have people traveling all over the world, and all these hotspots have oil and gas operations. And every time I go to the airport, I see Trinidadians traveling these places. So it's about time we start exporting our technologies overseas through the most important industry in the world, energy. And the truth about it is, worldwide, there's 1.6 lost days per 100 oil field workers. Now, this is a real cost and a real significant on people's lives and equipment and infrastructure. See if I try to explain what lifting operations was. So I'll show you some cranes and so forth. But basically, it's a mobile crane lifting a container from one spot to another spot. And most times in Trinidad, it's offshore oil and gas, so lift on the deck of a vessel. Challenge with that though, that they have guys physically going to connect the lift, the slings, onto the hook. Now you might be thinking port operations like Port of Spain and so forth, where you have these normal 20-foot containers. In oil and gas is not a standard container. It's all very non-standard, all using slings, very manual technology to do it, manual handling. And that's what we get hurt and families get destroyed. We go on. So what we take on to doing, we came out with a very fantastic design. We came out with a mechanical design, a smart hook that also leverages software. We have a fantastic training team, Michael, Angelo as I call him, because it wasn't just a sketch. In different modules. We have an RFID reader, weight sensor, and this way to remotely connect and disconnect the lift without having human beings engage the lift. And that's a real powerful innovation there, because nowhere in the world has this technology exist where all these different factors are incorporated. We are given the opportunity to put Trinidad on the map when it comes to energy worldwide with this innovation. Continue. So how it works, this is a crude animation. So the guys will normally hook up the lift. Smart app will do it. It'll move the lift in position through magnetic force and then have a cord that connects it. They will connect wirelessly to an application. Now the application is not a huge selling point, but everything in technology these days requires some sort of intervention. So with the application, if you proceed, you'll have, this is a boring part for me. You'll have the ability to engage and disengage the hook through the application. There's an Android app, where it'll be device agnostic, so that we can put different industrial devices in the field. But tied to this, we already launched an ecosystem for the local oil and gas industries, for different stakeholders have a part to play in recognizing and registering the items so that the hook can recognize what is the maximum weight of the item being lifted. Continue. So the key customer benefits: improve safety, reduce costs, because by moving from 3 guys in the wood to 1 guy, there's a tangible saving for the companies, and all that time is lost time with people being damaged and hurt. Move on. So we have 4 potential customers, and they're dying for this. They're begging for this type of technology to be used. And this is some of the savings. So what we plan to do strategically is access funding, use our internal networks, and market local drilling schools and forums and trade shows. Move on. So we did a financial model. In 6.5 years, there's a payback, but it requires a $5 million investment for the first 5 years. Most businesses don't make money one time, but it's an investment. Next steps, prototype and funding. And that's where we all come in, but we also have investors and angels. And we're going to make this happen. These guys are going to show you the app. Of course. All like to see apps. Anybody want to see the homework? Any questions? So we have the design for the hook. We need a prototype.
Okay, but how good is the design? Is it 3D model? So you could use a 3D printer?
Yes, we need to use a 3D printer. I totally expect this all the main designers did.
Well, there was 2 days. I did this sketch. Now, I'm an electrical engineer in background. I'm a mechanical engineer, so we still need some mechanical input because it's something physical and taking a lot of load. Right? It's up to 6 tons. I don't know. Okay, well, you remember this sketch there, right?
Yeah.
Right. What it is it's going to be battery operated, right? 12 or 24 volts. The motor attached to it is not going to be strong because the crane is doing the lifting. The motor is just the clamping effect and close. Right? It will, from there, we'll have limit switches to verify which the extent they travel for safety. And that will communicate via sensors and a general purpose input-output device to the RFID using RFID technology to transmit, as Kurt said, he's actually in the industry right now, right? These containers, they have certain attributes to them and require certification every 2 years, right? The RFID tags will communicate this information to the reader and then back to the software where the guys will develop for the user itself, right? Now, not only the attributes, but the weight, when they actually decide to lift, when the crane comes in position and actually jerks on it, the load sensor will determine the weight, because apparently what happens, they overload the crane, but there's no sensor to determine, so they end up with these accidents only when they begin the lift.
One question. How long do you think it needs to development and certify? Because I assume this needs certification.
We had a 1-year cycle for development and certification.
From scratch, yeah. Including certification. Yes. I wish you success.
Thank you. Blessing can be taken.
Wow.
Just give us a thumbs up when you're ready.
Hi, good evening. Welcome. So the problem that we're trying to solve. So there's a huge buy local movement in Trinidad that taps into local creativity and locally made products. However, there is no online shopping platform or websites that features these artisan products and also showcases artisans and their products and provides a way for customers who are interested in those products to purchase those products and truly connect with the artisans. So while there are some websites that have been created to solve this problem, most of them either focus on online shopping or they sort of focus on showcasing the artisans. There is not yet a solution that combines the two in a very effective platform. Some of the ones that are listed here, Trinity Trolley, Facebook Store, and these are other platforms that could be used to sold, but they're not specifically designed for artisans, whereas sites like A Piece and San Antonio Green Market are designed for artisans, but are lacking the online shopping or e-commerce platforms. Slide. So our solution is Marche. Marche would be a platform as well as a suite of services to solve this problem. It's going to be an artisan-centric solution that plans to or seeks to uplift the artisans by partnering with them and telling their stories to highlight not only their products but their passions and the stories behind what they create. Our solution also seeks to create a platform that provides a unique experience for customers who want to buy these products. And thirdly, our solution would build tools and features that maximizes the ability of the artisans to connect at the organic level with the people who are interested in the products and allows them to focus on doing what they enjoy doing, which is to create good products. Slide. So essentially, what is this market? We've estimated that obviously this is an online shopping platform. So people with credit cards are the large target audience, and that's about 15% of the total population. And this is obviously in addition to people who go to the physical markets who would also prefer to shop online. In addition, this platform could target foreign people, whether Trinidadians or tourists coming to Trinidad who are interested in buying locally made products. Okay, so how, in terms of building this particular platform, we essentially would like to roll out such a platform in two main phases. In the first phase, because we want to focus on the artisans, we would spend the maximum or the most amount of the effort in targeting the artisans and maximizing the buy-in. So how are we going to do this? Basically, artisans, when they go to a particular market, they would pay a table fee. And basically all they're getting for that table fee to sell in the market is the foot traffic that comes through. And so with a platform like this, we will be offering them a suite of services that helps to take their business online. If that is what they intend to do, but don't have the resources or the time or the money to do it. So some of these services will be in addition in our online platform. We create a web page for each artisan. Which showcases their story, photos of their products, and most importantly, videos that feature them telling their stories, so that when people go to the artisans, as if they were connecting them physically in the physical markets. Some of the other services that obviously cannot be done in a physical market would be tapping into social media integration and allowing the consumers who like their products and interested in their products to who like their products to be able to connect with them on that level. Okay, so how are we going to make money from this? So basically, just so the physical markets make money from table fees, we would essentially charge a subscription fee to be listed on the online platform. And various tiers of subscriptions will be used to sort of upsell and provide better services or various enhanced services such as premium positioning on the platform, e-commerce, once we get to the point where we want to roll out e-commerce. And all these things will essentially be generating additional income. In addition, once we get to such a particular volume, we will also intend to have pop-up events, pop-up shops, services for markets is also another revenue income stream. If a market decides they want to come online, we could help them with that service. Okay, thank you.
You spoke about e-commerce. What are your payment methods?
So the question was, we spoke about e-commerce and what are the payment methods. So they are currently obviously PayPal, and there's a company called Checkout. There also is a new platform that's available in Trinidad from First Atlantic Bank, which is a Bermuda bank that's partnering with First Citizens. So there are several e-commerce platforms in terms of payment that we can do.
Partly, I just want to continue. You know, PayPal gives a troublesome.
Yes.
They will seize all their money for a year, 6 months, and because of some issues. What I suggest is that you check.
Ian, yes, with PYs.
Yes, of course.
Yes.
Ian, I would have to plug his.
Yes. So in addition to that, the credit card type payments, we would all partner with someone like Ian or even with banks to just go pay people who want to deposit money in bank accounts, which is very it's commonly done. So that's kind of like payments.
But in our context, with the first phase rollout of e-commerce, the fact that when you have the markets, they're only open once a month or very irregularly. So by being able to reach out to artisans online, they can actually say, hey, we want to get in touch with you, and we can start that direct communication with them.
You will be selling this stuff on your site, right?
At the first stage of
connecting people with the artisans that's cutting you out of it. So you will want to sell their products.
So we are directly selling their products. We are creating the platform in order for them to sell.
So they are just
yes.
The connection will be to try to simulate what we would typically have if we had a one-on-one with an artisan at the market.
Excuse me, I'm glad you said that because that's actually my question. My question was, what is the compelling message that you would be using to me as one of your clients in order to get my product on there? Because I mean, I can go and speak for myself. So what is it you're going to tell me as to why I should come to you?
What we intend to offer is typically our quality inside and inside. As a customer, you go to the market, yes, you have that one-on-one with the artisan. However, you don't necessarily have an insight of what that person does to create the product that you like. So we intend to use videography, storytelling, and pictures to communicate to you something that you typically cannot get at the market to enhance the experience.
And just to add that, as an artisan, if you are an artisan that focuses on making a product, but you have a desire to get online and to increase your sales or to increase your recognition, in terms of what we're offering for you is to help you do that and basically take away the worry from that.
The related question to that is, how do you reach out to potential customers and create that awareness because they don't come on their own?
Right. So basically, because our target would be online, most people who are accustomed being online and into online shopping, so targeted whether sort of ad management. If somebody's already online shopping, we could use advertisements, our advertisements, to get them to increase the awareness of Marché. In addition to that, sorry, go ahead.
Just continue with Addis in addition to what he's saying. We tend to also tap into the local influential blogger and social media market that already exists. We have a whole network of young people that love taking pictures of things that they buy and posting it up on anything they can find. So we intend to tap into what we will call the influential blogger network, locally influential social media network, to promote the artisans, to tap into the customer base that is not aware of the market, but aware of the artisan.
Are any of you artisans yourself?
Yes.
All of you.
So already two.
Thank you.
Hi, good night, you guys. Our team name is Old Ed. As you can see, it stands for Alternative Education. Right, these are the team members here behind me. Okay, so the problem we're trying to solve is stress for CAPE students, which manifests itself in 3 different ways. CAPE is too difficult to cope with. There's no other resource than school specials and the overwhelming possibilities that we will solve using our career guidance tool. The solution? Us, Old Ed. What is Old Ed, you ask? Essentially, it's a website which is comprehensive, simple, and acts as an online resource for CAPE students. It works to create a smooth transition from 5th form to 6th form. When I was in 6th form, I had no idea what it was at the very beginning. I failed first unit and had to do the 2 units in one, and that was just complete and utter failure. And it also has a career guidance tool as well on the website. The value proposition of it is that there's no time wasted after school. So when you're done school, you're tired, you're hungry, you want to go home, you know. You can just go online when you're home, access all the resources, ability to learn at your own pace, simplification of extremely complex work, free career guidance, and a very good user-friendly site. The validation that we received, 100% of the respondents from the survey said they were interested. Over 70% said they were willing to pay, and 57% said they would pay depending on the amount, which is good, in my opinion. The target market for it will obviously be parents, obviously, since they're paying the students as well, because they have to actually use the site. And private candidates, well, people like me who, over 18, I didn't want to be back, but I thought about it, so because of the difficulty, I didn't really go. Because I didn't have something like this existing. These are our marketing tools. You can see them. Key partners, of course, we're trying to work with the Ministry of Education. We're trying to see if we could get them to kind of work with us, kind of roll it out in schools, help them in that sense. The universities, tertiary level educations, we're trying to advertise for them. The moderators, who would be the expert teachers and stuff, they would fact check everything on the site, and the Homeschoolers Association. Competitors, there's one site we found, Sheet Foundation. All they offer, to be honest with you, is maths and science. Again, we have a comprehensive list of the 24 subjects CAPE offers and extra lessons. The business model, we have 2, one free with ads and a premium one. The revenue stream would be the ads from the tertiary level institutions, the subscription fees for the premium version, and a possibility of licensing from the ministry. And this is an idea of our first year projections.
All right, hi, this is our prototype for WhatsApp. Technical difficulties, hold on. All right, so this is our prototype. As you can see, the stakeholder. Work already, one which you say you plan to go, and the subjects that you did. So, what courses have you taken? You fill that out, you press go, it does a chart for you saying which way you should go, what you should do. So, fast forward a few months, the student has joined up. This is her. She has a problem to do, so she starts back. Say, mathematics, how fast is the train go? She says, I don't know. So, she goes, she says, I need some help. So she goes on one-on-one. She gets a teacher to help her at any time. So here's the teacher, he's helping her, you know, he's in his bedroom, he's late. So problem So this is the new creation. She just got a new badge because she completed chapter 6. She's on the front leadership and she has another course she gets checks specifically. Thank you. Any questions?
You said we're making the material easier. You're making it material easier by making those teachers available, which is basically
That's part of it. The syllabus says what you have to do, and some of it is very, very complicated. And if we have just recent CAPE graduates explain it, simplify it for their peers, that is one way that we can make it easier for people to make that leap from CXC to CAPE. So that's one of the ways we'll be simplifying it. And also, if it is we see that there's a particular module that's giving a particular student difficulty, we're going to say, all right, we see that that's an extremely good explanation for that on Coursera, or we saw an extremely good explanation for that on Khan Academy, or you should probably link up with this student who is really, really good at explaining that as well. So there's all these different ways that we can simplify it instead of saying, here's your textbook, run and play.
Further to which, we will have actual teachers moderating the actual stuff that the students will say, and class students as well.
In your model, if you have teachers, are they paid for their service?
We will need to pay the teachers unless they're willing to volunteer, in which case we are not going to tell them no. But if they...
Sorry, I don't mean to interrupt.
What you did?
You know what? yeah, I'm sorry. I can't hear you. Sorry. You know what? Well, because we ran out of time, we probably didn't see the model properly, but we actually did projections based on, as a startup for the first year or so, we cater like about 10,000 TT to pay students, and we still would make a profit with that. Well, not students, but tutors. So we also identified that we could use like past President Medal winners, which would be like people who are really, really good at that subject matter, and we wouldn't have to pay them as much as a teacher, but their experience would be very good as well. So, to make a long story short, yes, we cater to, in our model, we cater to paying people for tuition because we want to provide a quality education online as well.
The development of the tutoring program, what you also need online to support it, right? There's a material. Do you need a license for that, or is that public and free available what you can use?
There's going to be some material that we create ourselves. So we're going to be videotaping the answers, and there's also going to be forums where two students can interact with each other and derive answers from each other in that kind of exchange, a social aspect, if you will.
So it's quite a development what you have to do
Yes,
there.
it is. It is big. Okay, well then, thank you very much.
Hi, good afternoon, everybody. My name is Kevin Leoping, and our idea is People's Holdings. And we actually have a very unique team because we actually have all our partners within our team. Reason why, and this totally coincidental, we have Mr. Lyndon Callender, who is actually a business owner and land developer. We have myself, Kevin Leoping, a financial advisor. We have Mr. Alil Mohammed, who is an IT expert. We have Nicole Penny, who is a customer service representative. And we also have Michael Nelson, the youngest member of our team, who is also the student and our customer. What is the problem? So one of the problems in Trinidad, and actually in the global economy, is right now is that I'm a bank. I am Mr. Big Bank, and y'all are customers. And I tell y'all, come and save your money with me. I invest it, make my large returns, and then I pay you 0.1% interest rate. Essentially, 70% of our population are dissatisfied with their current investment portfolio. Reason why is because they have no other choices that they know about. 80% of the population are interested to learn how to invest better so that they could get a better return. 97% of the population don't like the current rates, and 67% of the population are willing to try a new opportunity. In terms of our market survey, unfortunately, we did 2 market surveys because we actually wanted to open a bank first. And after going through all the regulations, we said, no, that's a little too hard, and we needed 20 million capital, and et cetera, et cetera. And we said, you know what, let me still use some of the data from that market survey. So this was actually done with 60 people, and we got people wanted, 90% of the people said they were willing to invest into a new for higher rates of savings. Our core values, we want to be a customer-driven company where we're focusing on the customer and giving them a better return for their investment. We want to offer them great customer service because I'm sure everybody fed up of lining up long lines in the bank. We want to educate people on investments and actually showing them how they could do it themselves. And we offer more satisfactory returns. And we are the People's Bank, the People's Holding Limited, sorry. How we're structuring ourselves that we want to have a holdings company where we'll have smaller subsidiaries. We'll have a People's Trust Management, which will deal with the actual customer. The People's Assets Management will actually deal with the investment portfolios. People's Real Estate, which will actually invest into the real estate deals, and also People's Venture Capital, so we could invest into startups like ours. our market research is we went into a lot of detail, but what do you would you like to learn about the different types of 80% said they want to learn about the different types of investments. 70% said they wanted to actually get interest, a cash flow deal. In terms of if you prefer to invest, a lot of people said they prefer to invest in the stock market and real estate, but actually who does invest? Only 5% of the people said they invest into real estate, and more than 30% wanted to. And that's a huge thing because capital is a big problem. Our mission statement is to be a customer-centric company to provide average individuals an opportunity to learn about investments. And the vision is to be the preferred provider of affordable financial services in Trinidad. We want to register as a broker-dealer in Trinidad with the SEC under the Act 17-2012 Part 1-4. And we also want to be able to list securities on these markets. One of them would actually be a local mutual fund in order to do our paper asset deals. The markets, we want to encourage people to come and invest with us. And we want to do that TV, radio ads. Securities Exchange will also put in our website and social media presence. This is actually a mock of our website. And our key activities would be to create a People's Mutual Fund, People's Venture Capitalist Fund, and starting People's Real Estate Investment. Our income projections are 1 to 2% on management fees. And I'll hand you over to Lyndon, who will give you the real estate breakdown.
Hi, pleasant evening. My name is Lyndon Callender, 14 years in the industry, designing commercial to residential, to institutional, educational buildings, design, build, and project management. We have a basic model here of a 1-acre property. Basically, you will get about 6 lots. Cost of development average, considering good land, $650, legal fees and other immediate fees, $80,000. Total $1.13 million. Subdivide 6 lots, you get $350,000. Each lot, a total of 2.1 and profit and sales. The profit for us, the company itself, is $970,000. And that is a rollover in about 2.5 months.
So the next actual thing is about our next idea, which we won't go into, but the venture capitalist fund is also about investing into new startups and having a 25% equity we hold. But we also have to have multi-body meetings, control close and specific, and also to prioritize startup weekend. Also, this is the projected expenses and our cash flow.
Yeah, all right. Good evening. You have a lot of activities rolled out there, but I wanted to know initially, realistically, what are you going to start with?
We actually want to start off with a capital of $2 million, and half part of it would actually go into a real estate investment to give a good return, and the next part of it would actually to go into starting the investment mutual fund.
Okay, and that good return is for people's holdings.
Yes. Well, it would actually be for the asset management, real estate part of it, which fall into assets, go to holdings, yes.
But I want to get back to your core value. You said the need for this was because of the fact that we would only get 1% normally,
0.1%, correct.
Where are we fitting into?
Well, you've actually fit in because when we the people don't have enough capital ourselves individually to go and do a real estate investment like that to make an 85% return. And essentially, that is what the banks do. They have the capital to do that, and they will do that on their own income or their own assets, and buy it, flip it, and make their return. But are we the shareholders, the customers of the bank, profiting from that? Not really. So we want to actually do the investment on behalf of the individuals and give them their return, because they will then essentially become an equity holder or shareholder.
I understand the real estate part. Managing investment funds, mutual funds, is a different type of business. And you are familiar with that? You have expertise in that?
I'm getting into it slowly, but at the same time, because of my age and accreditation, I can't do it myself. And I don't know if the public will be open to that because of and it's about, we need to actually get another phase for an actual investment fund manager.
Yeah, okay. Because there are quite some regulations. Right?
Yes, we have all the regulations fall under the SEC and also central bank, but because we're an investment company and not a bank, we just need to register with the SEC.
What's your biggest challenge?
The biggest challenge is really getting trust of the people, one, and two, the capital to actually start investments.
Beside capital, capital is available. How do you gain trust of people?
Trust because we want to have an open transparency with every customer. In a sense where the banks, if you go to a bank to do a fixed deposit, they don't need to tell you what investments they're doing, but they guarantee an interest rate of 3%, but yet they have this huge amount of capital to flip. In that sense, we want to actually just, sorry, I lost my train of thought.
We want to invite them and get them more, we would offer financial advice.
And we show them exactly
show
what
them,
we're doing.
We teach them. We teach them a way of developing themselves. Say for instance, essentially we want to become a bank original, right? Someone comes into the bank, say, okay, Mr. People's Bank, I want to take a loan, I really want to buy a house for myself. I'm going to advise you and tell you, sir, you want to buy a house, do you know what it entails? I mean, you're going to be essentially working for the house, instead of the house working for you. Some say, here what if I give you a way, still fall within budget, that I could show you a way for the house to work for you, instead of the opposite way. The same budget, within our network, I'm going to design for you a house. You have your house for your family, for next generation to come. But I'm going to do a 2-story. So downstairs now, I do 3 singles, studio apartments. You have an income coming in. Your salary stays with you and your house is mine in itself. You don't have to lift a finger. Your money could go and buy an extra something for the wife, put some more money towards education, for university. And we teach you how to make everything in your life self-sustaining. All right, and then you could go on to our next project for the other child. So by the time the children reaches 20 years old, every child has their own property. That is how we are really, take people's holdings is really a good way and a good name to represent what we want to do, essentially. You know, and we'll have a network of hardwares. We will be designing green features in the house itself, you know, and to get the cost of construction down as much as we possibly can, and offer design build services also, because we have that within our network.
In general, try to focus in the beginning. I don't do everything at the same time.
Yeah. You know,
but I have a big vision.
Yeah,
that's good.
Essentially a one-stop shop.
Yeah.
My last question is, with the banks, I have insurance behind me. What do I have? What is my funds guaranteed by with you?
Again, because we have to register with SEC, we have to have a certain reserve put aside in case we go bust.
And has that been factored in there in terms of your provision for loss and all of that?
It's what's that?
Your provision for loss, that's in your revenue model?
It is because in a sense. Well,
yeah, I just want to know it was in there, right?
It is.
I am looking for property to buy. I want to know where you getting an acre and land.
This is not a personal session, eh?
Where you getting an acre and land for $400,000? Except in Brazil or. I would like to.
We would love to invite you to people's holdings. They are standard consultancy fee, and we will advise you.
All right.
All right, guys. You enjoyed it?
Yeah.
Oh, y'all tired. Y'all hungry or tired? Or both? But give yourselves a round of applause. So we give our judges some time. They will tally this last presentation, and you go to the conference room. Yeah. You guys hungry?
No.
What kind of food? Wait, I want to hear comments on food.
Too much.
Too much? Tell me any place, any other event you have gone to where you had such lovely food, such variety. Garden Holding. Garden Group, sorry. I think that was Holding. Garden Group. But tonight, before we get into it, I want to mention something. We want to talk about our sponsors and the people who really care about us. And it's not only about Startup Weekend. This is about all of us as entrepreneurs and people who are trying to really grow and develop our ideas into businesses. So the first company I want to talk about is Microsoft. Is anybody from Microsoft here? Good. And there's a reason why. Those who weren't here understand why. But no. But we give them applause. Yes? You know, I love to say some nice words, but we have some young people. You know, for those who weren't part of the event, we had two people who were 17, still in secondary school, I believe. So where's Kevon? Kevon there? Yo, Tali, so baby. And then somebody else, there's two people in here. Yeah, Michael, right? Yeah, yeah, so it's really good to see, I'm taking the round of applause coming out. Hold on. Where's Sydney? I know that, appreciate it. Sydney too. But it's really good to see young people coming out and participating and enjoying themselves. But yeah, we thank Microsoft. We thank Microsoft for all the things they try to do. Right? Food? Are you hungry? Sorry. Our second big sponsor is definitely, and all you guys need to know about this organization, Council, CCI, Council for Competitiveness and Innovation, otherwise known as I2I. And who does not know about I2I? Everybody knows about I2I here? Who doesn't know? All right, so I'm going to bring Kieran. You want to just come up quick? Let's give Kieran a round of applause because they... What I really love about CCI and is that they are trying their best to support entrepreneurs, and not just only they are trying to support entrepreneurs through their own programs, but they're trying to help a lot of other people who have like Startup Weekend and some other people who are trying to really change Trinidad. Let's let Kieran talk about I2I and CCI.
Thanks, Jared, and good night to all of you. I'm going to keep it short because I saw by the fact that not many people work. I think only one person raised his hand about not knowing what I2I. So don't need to go on and on about it. But just for that person, and for anyone else who was afraid to raise their hand, I2I, or Ideas Innovation, is a program that is created by the CCI. Now in its third year of operation. Basically what it does is it offers grants to national children to be 18 years and over to turn their innovative ideas, such as we're presenting here tonight, into reality. And I think actually the best people to talk about it are people who are actually in the program. I know in the room right now, I've seen Ian over there, Marlon and Sean in front, Nissan in the back, Ariel as well. Quite a few people in the room can give you a much more down-to-earth, much more grounded, much more real understanding of what I2I is really meant to them in terms of converting all of these ideas that just keep churning and generating out of their heads into actual products and services that are either in the market right now, on the way to be in the market. So for that one person who was brave enough to raise his hand, the rest of you too afraid to, i2itt.com, that's our website, i2itt.com. I would invite you to check it out. We actually will be, we're gearing up right now for 2015 launch, which this time around will be actually a bit earlier in the calendar than we usually are. So keep an eye on there to find out how you can be awarded with a grant of $75,000 or rating right up to $200,000 to take your ideas to the next level. Thank you.
As I said before, and what I really like about these guys, they have supported us for the last 3 Startup Weekend events, and it's been tremendous support. Kieran, thanks a lot for all the support. But you guys definitely, please, Marlon's Testament, Let's Go, which is who placed 3rd in the last Startup Weekend. They also got through to I2I. As teams stick together and submit your applications, you never know what can happen. You know, you don't get money on Startup Weekend. You get food. our next sponsor, and I'm really glad to have two people here, is Guardian Life. Sorry, Guardian Group. Guardian Group, yes. Let's give Guardian Group a very, very round. They started off with saying, you know, you only sponsor food. That's why you have so much food. But the Guardian Group really came in for us. Thank you very much. Really appreciate it. And I would just like, you mind like bring all on stage, quick? Because when they were coming, you know, and I'm being real, and you all know I'm real. You know, a lot of people have the whole idea of insurance, you know, I'm trying to sell me insurance. They're gonna try to. A lot of people think insurance, you know, they're gonna try to sell me insurance, always trying to sell me insurance. So when I was talking to the Guardian Group at the beginning, I explained to them and I explained to you on the phone that, you know, please don't try to come and sell insurance in simple terms. And they said, yeah, sure, no problem. We're not coming here to sell insurance. And I said, the only other thing I ask of you is to join a team. And I was really happy to see them join a team and, you know, see them stay long and the hours and try to figure out things, not just sit down there and listen, but really contribute. Say a few words about Guardian Group and say also your experience. Yeah, I'm gonna have this on camera so you can get some more.
Guys, basically, thank you all for having us here. On behalf of my company and my colleague Lisa here, I want to share one thing with you. First of all, people here in charts, they run away. Yes. I don't know why. Why, guys? Basically, in a little synopsis, what we do is we help individuals and companies take a forensic look at their financial portfolio. See if there is any risk they're exposed to, which we always are, and if there are gaps, we have to facilitate it. So we're not telling you anything, and get that out of your head. When we meet with you, we're not there to buy. Agreed? Right? So, I mean, Guardian name sells itself, and that's what we did to manage your risks. The foundation of our financial planning. Yeah?
I had fun. I'm not talking about Guardian, right? I built a relationship with Blade. I do mix up people there, but that's okay. After Roland and Kurt. Right. I had alcohol, sorry. To me, this was an awesome experience. Right? I learned a lot where I can also take into my business to learn to listen. If things don't work, go another way. Nothing is wrong with that, but still keep focused. Right? And I love my team, and I told them, keep focused, and things will work out. Have a passion for what you do. Thank you.
One thing else, guys, I think this is such a fantastic event. And I definitely, as I told Jared, I'm going to be here helping you guys, doing whatever we can, get some extra funding, and next year pitching.
I want to say so the other sponsors, I don't think anybody is from Netco here, right? Netco contributed. They contribute every year, every event. So that was really good. Is Ria here from NEARS? But NEARS also helped for those people who have tech ideas, or most of us, all of us with tech ideas, but check out NEARS. If you want to get in contact with Ria, let me know. They have some, I think, funding for up to $150,000. Sorry, 1.5. I got a zero. I got a zero. But so those are two organizations that also sponsor. But then these are the people, and I'm not knocking CCI as an organization. I'm not knocking Guardian. There are people here which I think is amazing. Think about it this way. Imagine if you go to a fair. The fair's so nice, real nice, that you know what you say? I go and pay for four random people to go to that fair. And then in those 4 people say, you know what? I go and pay for another 4 people to go to that fair because the fair's so nice. Would that be crazy? Yeah. So we have some crazy people, and I want to bring them up on the stage, please. Anil, please come up. Please come up. Ready? These three people are crazy. That's why we like them. They all have experienced Startup Weekend before, and they loved it so much that they contributed their own money. Some people could attend this event and experience it for free. All right? And I think, there's nothing better than seeing people in the community contribute. I mean, for Paul's reason, I think it really touches me to see people really contribute. Guys, thank you so much. Please give it a round of applause. So those are our sponsors. And then we have like coaches, all our coaches who are here. So Fabian, please come up. Yeah, come back up. Come the city. Oh yeah. But these are the guys who came here to want to spend time with you all and help you all with your ideas. And the cool thing is that you could reach out to them. I want to say anytime. I don't want to say that, but during this weekend you can reach out to them anytime. Right? But these guys are here, they're part of the community. As I said, this is bigger than Startup Weekend. This is not Startup Weekend. This is about building dreams and making a movement in Trinidad. And guys, thank you very much for your assistance and your time. Great. Last but definitely not least is the team. So you all need to come up, please. Ash, come up. Akila, where's Candace? Where's Chris? KRS. Busy? Prepared food. Where's Candace? Where? Candace. Come up, please. Candace and Akila, come up, please. Without the team, none of this is possible. You all don't know how hard this is. I was just doing a quick interview, and I was doing a quick interview yourself, and it's height or something. It's just, sorry. I didn't know but but it has been without a team. I mean, every Sunday trying to meet. You all don't know how hard it is to put together this event, and then to work with me and my brain scattered all over the place. I'm telling you, it's really hard. So I had a challenge this morning, and I think I told you all, and they all told me no. I was thinking, we should do a Startup Weekend. We want to do it in June. We're doing 2 Startup Weekends here, one in June, one in November. It'll always be the last weekend in November after Global Entrepreneurship Week. And between May and June, we'll find out that date. So I'm going to propose, and I want to hear the audience opinion, and then the audience will tell us yes or no. That's a deal?
No.
So I wanted to do, so we brought it into the central of Trinidad because we wanted to, well, at first I didn't know. I thought it was Microsoft in Macrapo Road. So I was like, she have to do it Microsoft here in Macrapo. She's like, no. It's in Freeport. I was like, what? Freeport? But in the first, again, your guys came out in the rain on Friday. I was really happy to see you guys. But back to the idea. So I'm thinking of doing 2 Startup Weekends at the same time. One in North, one in South. Is that possible? Or is that too much food?
I didn't know you had never eaten a supper.
Tobago? What about Tobago?
Tobago.
Tobago, no. We brought Tobago here the last startup weekend. It's my fault. Take blame. It's my fault this time because we started late. We didn't have it. I just slipped my mind. I love Tobago, but it slipped my mind. But I am going to do a startup weekend there, definitely.
Yeah.
So we can do 3. At the same time, I think the competition, no? It's too much. You're just going to be special. At the same time, yeah. Alright, so no. Okay. What we'll stick to the regular schedule. But besides just startup weekend, to the team, we're under a non-profit organization called Launch Rocket. And our goal is to create amazing entrepreneurial events in Trinidad and Tobago. We realized to build a community, and we're all part of the family. To build a community, we can't meet once a year, we can't meet twice a year. We gotta meet often. We gotta keep that fire going. I've gotten a lot of, and I could say not complaints, but concerns about after startup weekend, what's next? Right? I'll just say next is next. If those who know what next is, but just summary, next is another organization, another program that helps people, further their ideas after startup weekend. But we are here, the team has done amazing work. We do an event called Startup Grind, where we try to videotape successful entrepreneurs and their journey to success. We've done like about 7 people so far. We do another event called Working At. We've done 2 of those. Working At is where we try to, Crystal, come up here, please. Crystal. Yeah. So we do another event called Working At, where we try to give entrepreneurs and anyone the understanding of what it is to work in an international company. So we did Tumblr and we did Facebook, and that was really good. We have an event called F Night, and it's for failure. F is for failure, because we have young people in the room. F is for failure. But it's about the mistakes that entrepreneurs make and how they make mistakes. So you're really coming up to do one. Where's Nissan? So we're going to do one, because Nissan has a lot of great stories, a lot of experiences. I have a lot of failures. We're going to do one. We're going to find about 2-3 other entrepreneurs and just come and share their experience and teach people what not to do. Right? And we have another really cool, exciting event coming up soon called Liftoff. But we can't say that as yet, but it's going to be some cool stuff. And without this team, this would not be possible. We have more people who are part of the team, they're just not here today. Or maybe the other side. Right? That's it?
Still crowd favorite.
Huh? Crowd favorite, yeah. So we're gonna do crowd favorite. But before we do a crowd favorite, I want to say a big thanks to our facilitator, Chris. Chris came on board. Chris is like, it was so funny. I was dealing with Trinidad and Tobago in startup weekend. It's under Latin America, right? Latin America. So the regional manager, Andres, talking to him in Mexico, and he was trying to find someone for us. And he found Chris, and he's like, okay, great, and he's coming to Trinidad and Tobago. So I was like, hey, when are you coming in? He's like, I'm coming in on Monday, I'm going to Tobago first. Coming to Trinidad, we're going to Tobago first. Plan his vacation out, etc. It was really cool to hear that. It just came in and just did it. He's like, yeah, just tell me, I'll make your life easier. I'll travel from the airport to here. I was like, no, don't worry, we'll pick you up. But Chris has been really helpful, really supportive of the teams, really guiding us, trying to make this event a success. So let's give him a heavy Judges
yeah, they're gonna need about 5 more minutes.
Okay, cool. So I want to hear. I just wanted to hear feedback about the event, forget Microsoft, about the and just hear your thoughts. Hear what you think, how we can do this better. We had and any volunteers here? Anita. So Anita is here, but it's just for we had volunteers on Friday, and we had volunteers yesterday, trying to make sure the process of having this event was successful. So let's please give our volunteers a round of applause. At the end of the day, we want to hear your guys' feedback. This is not just about us. As I said, this is a community we build it, and we have a very, very strong movement happening. Right? So just give us feedback, tell us what you think, talk about the event, your experience, etc.
Guys, I just want to say one thing. At Guardian, our theme is the no limit zone. And I really want to say that nobody can limit your imaginations and your dreams. And I think what you're doing here is awesome, and continue doing it. No matter what anyone tell you, you keep going for it. Privileged to have been here to hear all of you.
Anybody else want to just give the comments?
Go ahead.
Hi, I just want to say that the quality of the ideas as presented a short while ago was very excellent. It would be a shame that all of the ideas don't go forward. And I mean that come next year this time, some of you should be coming inside here and say, we have done this. And I think the next step for you guys is the I2I competition. If not, okay, the rehearse science and innovation competition. So all the ideas that I've seen today, as far as I'm concerned, are good candidates for those competitions. So go forward and go strong. Okay?
Hi. Well, this is my first startup weekend, and I think for the newcomers, we severely underestimate how hard this is. It's really, really hard. I mean, I think they tried to warn me, but I wasn't prepared. On the other hand, I do think that the facilitators and the planners, you guys were so good at helping us newcomers in, when we got stranded and if we were lost or like anything like that. Like, I think that, yeah, the newcomers, I think, are like maybe the bigger burden of the event, and you guys really just helped us solve.
That's what we're here for.
Cool. Thank you. It was a really good experience.
I want to ask some more questions, but before we go on, let's just do the crowd favorite, right? So,
Can I say one thing before we go forward? We have some hard statistics at Startup Weekend that around 12% of teams move forward after Startup Weekend. And this is a great opportunity to prove that statistic wrong and have 100% of the teams actually continue to work after the weekend. And one of the most brilliant things about Startup Weekend is that although maybe your team doesn't move forward, it's a great opportunity to have met a bunch of people who are inspired like you, are passionate just like you. And even if you're not working on your idea tomorrow, you might have found somebody who you can work on another idea with, or that you work well with, and that you can continue to work with in the future. Yes. So that's one thing I want to leave you guys with. You guys are all very, very passionate people. There was a lot of great energy at this event, and I really, really enjoyed working with each and every one of you. So that was a really, really big pleasure of mine. Other than that, yeah, let's do a crowd favorite. I think that's the best way to go. Okay, cool. So we got all of these teams on the board. 1 through 7, DIY Designs, Let's Hobblify, Talk Down, Smart Hook, Marche, Alt Ed, and People's Holdings. Can we get one person from each team to come up here who can give a nice 20-second crisp pitch of what they worked on to refresh the memory of the crowd? Make a line right over here. And then it's going to be up to you, the crowd, to make a decision on which ideas you like the best for a crowd favorite.
Let's play idea roulette.
Ready?
I don't know. Are you timing these?
No, not timing.
Another 60 behind me. We can close this right now.
60. But it's okay, just go.
20 seconds.
Hi, I'm from Alted, and we are pitching a platform that allows Cape Town students to get resources that will help them through the process to smoother for everybody involved. Thank you.
I'm from Let's Hobbyify, and we want to match people who want to learn something with people who can teach them something in return.
And we're marching and we want to build a platform to empower artisans and inform customers who want to get locally made products.
DIY designs, I want to make you look sexy from head to toe.
Hi. We are Smart Hub. We intend to save lives, save families, and make money. Invest with us. Relax. I'm from People's Holdings. We wish to create wealth for you and your generations to come. Invest with us and we'll show you the way to empower yourself for your future. Thank you.
Hello again. Our team is called Talk Down, and we're trying to fight the newest global health epidemic, suicide.
Okay. So so all those who go for DIY designs. All right. Let's Hobbyify.
Come on, you guys aren't making this easy.
Talk Down. Smart Hub. Marche. All ends. People's Holdings. All right, so we boiled out to number 4, number 5, and number 6. Smart Hub. Marche. All day. Okay. That was so cool. That was between Smart Hub and Marche. Am I correct? Yeah.
Am I right?
No. That was noisy too. Between Smart Hub. Raise hands to work. Okay, raise hands. All right. Raise hands. Ready? Do it again. Smart Hub.
Oh. You couldn't go twice.
Marche. All dead. Oh my God. Smart Hub, you have gotten your prize. Food and more food. Alright, so Smart Hub has gotten People's Choice. Congrats. I want to hear anybody else has just want to give us feedback about the event. Margaret?
There was more than enough food. The food was amazing.
Oh yeah, the food was good.
Apart from the food, on a serious note. Right. Apart from that, being at Startup Weekend, I think this is my 3rd time. I missed one because I was in Grenada. Woo! And one of the things I realized just coming here is that how important it is for like minds to come together.
Yeah.
Because I'm a part of something called a think tank. So myself, a partner who worked in Wall Street, now back in Trinidad, and a friend who works now at Google as a programmer. And we have looked around the Caribbean for some time for this kind of event. And after my first experience, thanks to Ian inviting me to come here one year, I literally saw that and said, okay, people need to come to this kind of stuff. We need to have more, even in schools, like Startup Weekend, like for high school students. You understand? To make it more specific events. That's one of the things that I want to take away from this is like-mindedness and how free and open people are to share their ideas. That for me is not a known thing in the Caribbean. Yeah.
Everyone share with a friend. If you don't want to share about Startup Weekend.
Yeah. You know, one thing people do not know, they believe like, let's not Rocket or myself, they believe we are tied to Startup Weekend. Do you know that any of you could do a Startup Weekend?
Yes.
I know, seriously, anyone could do a Startup Weekend. Startup Weekend is not tied to an organization, it's people. And that's the most important thing. And it's why, if there's any money that's given to us, we get nothing for it. It stays in the community, and that has to move forward in the community. Right? So anybody here could do a Startup Weekend. And I think I've mentioned to some people before, we want to do a Startup Weekend. Besides just insult a general Startup Weekend, we want to do silos. So we want to do a Startup Weekend where we focus only on the energy sector. I mean, I talked about Vita about that, helping us with that. That's what Vita. We could do a silo in education. We could do a silo in agriculture. We could do a Startup Weekend in any specific silo once we get people to come. And you know, anyone could do it, and we will guide you. The Launch Rocket team, we will guide you to create a Startup Weekend if you're interested. You all got to be interested. Right? Miss Annie, wanted to say something? Yeah.
I mean, just personally, having worked in the community in several countries, I really understand Gerald and the team because I know how much it takes to just do these things and consistently, without hesitation, every single time. You need this, you're here. You need that, you're here. Last night, just 1, 2 chairs to make sure that they didn't have any, they had help to bring things here, and then asked to bring it back there. And it was the first one here this morning again. I would know, I would say all night. I know who come first. You left last, so you come out first. Eh? So I just want to thank you so much for the efforts you all put out. I appreciate it because for years I was in Trinidad and having come from those experiences away, looking for something similar. And it's something similar, but it's also something different. It's something training. And they bring us training Startup Weekend here, and they're going from strength to strength. It's having challenges, but every time I tell you keep our back book with every time. Next time, want to go on? We got a water truck coming.
You all already know that.
Yeah, so I just thank you for all the stuff you do.
And you know why I thank the audience too. And I don't know, it's interesting because when they told us we had to move, I said, well, how am I gonna tell all these people in the building, hey, you gotta go across there. Everybody was just so calm. And like, yeah, sure, no problem, we'll go. If you cool, we cool. You understand? And this morning, you know, coming back and some people coming in and saying, hey, you need help? Yeah, I'm so I was like, yeah, you want help? I was like, well, yeah, great, just help us move stuff. So we thank you, the team thanks you guys for sticking around and helping us and you know, your guys are here with us, so thank you very much for that. I want to hear from someone who did not partake in Startup Weekend but was here for the pitches. Just tell us your thoughts on why you didn't come Startup Weekend.
Yeah, good night, everybody. Yes, well, since Startup Weekend started, the first one I believe it was at May last year. Yeah. Right. Well, I've been from the first one to this one. I've always attended the presentation. I've never attended the actual thing itself due to time constraint. But what I will say is the presentations, they are getting better. So in terms of
Oh, tell them, give yourselves a round of applause.
Right. So you guys what I will say also tonight, I will make a commitment for the next one that you guys are having to sponsor at least 2 people. So you get that now. Myself, I know how hard it is in terms of getting your business started, in terms of managing your business. So in terms of seeing everybody here, coming together as a community, I believe that we can actually hold, in terms of looking at growing that whole, network and communicating with everybody. So that's about it. All right.
Where's Sheldon there?
Yeah. Hi, good night, everybody. Was it good evening or good night? Just want to say, our heard a statistic there, 12% of continue their ideas. I would say I am one of the 12% because I actually came to Startup Weekend last year, would have been last year this time. I didn't have an idea. One of the things they told us when I first came was that it's not about winning, but of course I was like, I don't want to win. So I worked very hard, but I didn't win. And at first I felt kind of sour. But then somehow that drove me to say, nah, I believe in my idea. Huh? So I just kept working on it. And right now, We Music is on the stores. Actually supposed to be home coding, but I went to Startup Grind this week, and in the talk, the guy was like, well, entrepreneurs are real selfish, and they really like to, do things for themselves. So that kind of fall in my garden a little bit. So I say, all right, well, I'll come back and give back, and I end up here. And one thing I can say for sure is, well, I missed the one in me, but this one here was, well, way more food. I was impressed. I mean, literally, they had fruit and sandwiches all day and different things, and I mean, it was way better organized than even that one, which I enjoyed. So all I have to say is, job well done, and check out We Music on the Android store.
Anybody else? Judges taking long.
Hi, good evening, everyone. This is my first time here, and I'm just a guest this afternoon. But I must say that you all are very fortunate to be a part of this experience. I came back at the end of 2012, about 2 years ago, from studying, and I was home alone, working by myself. I developed iOS applications, and to have a community of people that you could bounce ideas off, that feed off of that energy, is really a blessing. So I'd just like to thank Jared for having Startup Weekend. I mean, it's my first experience, but I'll definitely be here for the next one.
So, working at Up Global, Startup Weekend, we hear a lot about this word community that's been thrown out like too many times for me to count in the past 10 minutes. And there's one interesting thing about community, and this one piece of information sticks out to me from a talk I heard last year. And the man on the stage said, communities are always changing. And if a community is staying the same, it's not a community anymore. So how do you keep a community changing? It's about bringing in new people. And I've heard a bunch of people tonight come up and say, I'm really excited. I've been at 2 demo days, but I'm for sure coming to the next Startup Weekend. It's about bringing in new people and having the people that have been part of the community take more responsibility and take leadership roles within the community. So I want to challenge everybody here who's a first-timer to get in touch with Gerard and the organizing team. And if you're interested and you had a great time here, maybe inquire about helping to organize, because it's hard work to organize and they can't do it on their own. So get involved with the community, and they're going to be able to help people who have been part of the community to give them more leadership roles. And that's how the community keeps changing and keeps evolving, so you can have Startup Weekends and Startup Weekends based on energy. And the community will keep growing and evolving, and so that you guys will all grow as entrepreneurs as well. And you can bring in other entrepreneurs to learn from, and perpetual growth. I think that's what it's all about. So continue. If you're interested, please talk to them. get involved. Startup Weekend wants you, Startup Grind wants you. They need help to build this community. So please stay involved, and thanks for coming out today. That's all I'll say. That's the last thing.
You know, it's really cool too when you help Startup Weekend and really take part in it. You get opportunities to, there's an Up Summit. Up Summit is this big conference that they just amazing. So this year they were in Las Vegas, so I went, it was just amazing. You think this is energy? I mean, to see like how much, about 1,000?
Yeah,
maybe 2,000 people?
Yeah, there was about 800, I think there. Seemed like 1,000 or 2,000, right?
It was crazy. It was really crazy. And you know, we want people to partake in that. We want people to enjoy that. I think you said that the next one, can I say?
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah, the next one next year is in Barcelona. Right? So if you're part of the Startup Weekend team. Right? But guys, I think we had fun. I'm really glad you guys came out, especially through the bad weather on Friday. And we had a lot of fun. Anybody else wanted to say something?
Sydney, top tweeter.
Yeah.
Wait, where are we?
By the way, you're tweeting using the hashtag the SWTT. Thank you. On behalf of everyone here, I personally want to thank Jared because none of this would have happened with participated in the event. It inspires me to do more with my life and actually move forward in an entrepreneurial space.
Very cool. Very cool. Anybody else? This is the first time too. Sorry, hold on.
Yeah. Guys, this startup weekend was really nice. I liked the pitches. I like the creativity. I like the way that people use the different team members. They use them based on the strengths, to bring the whole picture together. I mean, you can have all the financial nitty-gritty and all the business models in the world, and it's like, if it's not pitched properly with the correct amount of energy, it's like if you put Sunday lunch on a dustbin cover, nobody really wants it. I mean, I like to. I especially like. I'm being honest. I loved Alt N because the reason being the first presenter had a kind of sixth form, don't care kind of attitude. I really didn't care. I was like, I was still sure that I liked her. Yes, and then the other guy, and then this other lady that wait, she sounded like the teacher. You understand? So they actually they formed. I don't know if they did it on purpose. They just wing it like how my team winged it the first time. This is what is really big. I'm glad that I'm between. Networking is the most important part in my opinion. You're meeting, people that we are going to definitely be taking some phone numbers, calling for financial advice and all these other things. It was really good. And we real estate people and so on. And yes, the food was, when Crystal came, she said, you want lunch? I said, pizza or KFC? No, macaroni pie. What? So the game was really hot. I really enjoyed myself today. Thanks a lot.
The funny thing about the food part? So when Ash and I, this is hard work. So Ash, Crystal, and I, we just trying to make things happen for the last few events. So when we had Candice and Akila come onto the team, and Akila and Candice said, they attended the last event. That was their first time in Startup Weekend. They're like, the food. Yeah. Foods. It's not that it sucked, but it wasn't balanced. It wasn't balanced. Right. So I said, okay, balance it. And they did. We had and we worked it out, and thank you very much, because I think everybody really, really loved the food this time. Yeah. It's good. I'm really glad to hear that.
Total opposite of last time. When everybody said they love the food, last time we said, yeah, we hate it.
Hi, everybody. This was a great experience for me. Like, I came here to learn. I didn't even know I was going to reach here. Like, then I came.
I know, and that's the funny thing. Actually, some national seven years old, we have somebody here who's still in secondary school. We don't know how to get it.
Because
So, you know, we have as adults, we have to kind of go out. I don't know, but we watch it.
I came, like I was reading, I came in Freeport, but I didn't know where the building was. But I just told myself I'm going to reach there. And then I reached. And then I came and didn't even want to pay. And then I just said, well, you know what, I reach. And I met great people and I learned a lot from like the team members. Like I didn't come here to pitch idea, I came to learn and meet people and grow. And like it was a great experience and I want to thank Gerald. And like this is a good event, a great event, and you should push it more.
Hi everyone. I wasn't here for the start of weekend, but I was here for the last one. I couldn't come because I had class at Lockdown. I live in Cuba, so on my way home I decided I'll come see your pictures. I thought they were really well executed. I hope you guys continue with your projects. And when I come to the next start of weekend, I'm hoping to see some businesses out of these ideas.
And I think I was just gonna say, but fall asleep. You know, judges across there. Tell you something. This is good. The longer the judges take, it shows how close the ideas were.
All because the others just ran away. I didn't hear the vehicle, so I don't take this.
Last person can go.
Alright, so this is my third time back here. I always thank the organizers. I always try to volunteer in any way.
TV,
That's what I want. Wow. So I'm kind of partnered up to do some of these things. But what I would also like to thank is actually my parents. This is the third time I've come, but this is the first time they've been here for my pitch. And I didn't really let them know I'm staying here, but
so they come looking for them.
Kevin, where are you going to sleep tonight?
It's just comparing to share. A few weeks before, he was saying to us that he wanted to go to the startup weekend, and he kept preaching that. So on the day of the startup weekend, we took him down to that one woodwork place, and we were outside the door, and he wasn't going in.
Oh, shucks!
And I said, yeah, what is happening, you know? And he was dilly-dallying, and then he said, Dad, look, I changed my mind. That's it. And on further inquiry, he says, I said, I don't want to go again. He said that I really don't have the money to go. Let's go, I will pay for you. And we went in, and while he was registering, and I had my money out, waiting to hand it over, the attendant said to me, he said, you know, there's some sponsorship tickets. And a phone call was made, and in 2 minutes, and he said, he's lucky, he's getting one. So I put my money back.
I just wanted to share a quick resource with you. But there's a great podcast called Entrepreneur on Fire. I don't know if any of you have ever heard of it. It's a guy called John Lee Dumas. He has a new podcast every single day, and he interviews entrepreneurs. They talk about their struggles, their failure moments, their aha moments, their mentors. I mean, he follows basically the same format for each interview, but so far he has about 763 interviews, and they're usually about a half hour long. That will definitely help to keep that entrepreneurial spirit blooming within you. I listen to it every single day. He also has on fire. He takes a really positive quote. It's that podcast is about 5 minutes long, and he expounds on that quote. It's probably from somebody in history like Napoleon Hill or Zig Ziglar. But if you really want to just keep going and make sure that you are part of that 12%, John Lee Dumas, Entrepreneur on Fire, Quotes on Fire, and there's also Lewis Howes, The School of Greatness. His interviews are a bit different, but they're still inspiring nevertheless. So those are 3 great podcasts I can personally recommend to anyone inside of here.
Good night, everybody. My name is Sean. I was here at the last Startup Weekend event as well, and I was the guy who used to stress. Still stressed. I like the plan, and I usually like to be the background of things. Just, you know, come together. Yeah, stress it. Putting plans into action, sort of trying to get things going the way I would think it would become successful. You know, for me, I know I used to be always thinking, okay, you know, I want to be an entrepreneur, I want to do something, and I didn't know, you know, that there exists a community like this. And it so happened, by the way, that the last event, you know, we heard that things, but they never start a weekend event, or they go to it, see, you know, if they get pitch ideas. Our ideas didn't get pitched, was not accepted, I should say. And this is where we met Marlon, and we came up with the idea for Mobius. And so, I mean, so far it's been successful, and, you know, we've going guns a blazing, according, you know, and we've gotten a lot of support from Startup Weekend into Eye, and now we're looking to go forward. So if you, everybody, you know, as long as you continue with your idea, you're looking for the opportunities, you can actually, you know, progress, and you'll see, you know, take one step at a time. Keep at your idea, you will eventually become successful with it. And for everybody, I think everybody should network as contacts. I really want to see that. I want like everybody just to get everybody number here, and maybe like a little description of what we do. I think it's like amazing community.
Just to piggyback on that, I was actually just going to say that right now in this room, there's so many resources, so many designers, marketers, developers, and stuff like that. There's a lot of teams and teams that want to get things done. There's no reason that every project in here can't get done. With the business people that's in this room right now, with just there's the creative energy that's here. Everyone in this room should just connect with all the networks together, and at some point come back to Startup Weekend next time and say, hey, this is up, this is what's going. All right?
I was wondering if the coaches wouldn't mind sort of giving like their like a really short version of what they thought of the team, and you know, basically try to provide a synopsis of tips and stuff that we could do moving forward. If we have time.
The judges actually want to do that, and that's why they're taking long. But they actually,
this is
the first time I think they want to give almost all the teams some type of feedback. Okay.
Yeah, that's what's taking them so long. They're actually taking all the feedback, consolidating it, and going to give each team a sheet of paper.
And you see, you tell me they eat only food. Let's have some fun, man. Stressing.
So last time we have one last, so they should be on shortly.
They should be on shortly. We have food, more food again. All right, coaches perspective still. Go. Coaches perspective.
Everyone was good. One of the things for me, whenever I look at any kind of presentation for any kind of startup, I focus less on the business plan. I focus on the mechanics of your product, the value proposition of the product, and if that product can actually launch within 6 months and make money. So for me, that's exactly what I got. So from a presentation standpoint, all the presentations were good, but a lot of people kind of focused on, here's the thing up front, and don't give it the sell through to the end. So you lose the bang at the end and the wow factor. In terms of like, if it's a website, if it's an app, to present what you think it might look like and what the actual function might be. From an investor standpoint, it's good to see all the numbers and hear the ideas. But if I don't see the follow through to the end, it shows me that you might not be capable of producing that specific item, right? And I myself, I'm a developer, designer, that sort of stuff. So I know what to look for. And I know from a standpoint of what things cost and how long it would take and that sort of stuff. So I definitely want to see the bang for now and not like a year from now, projections 2 years from now. And most of the investors that I know look for the money right this minute.
Oh, okay. Well, what he said. What our company really does is digital storytelling. So we really try to figure out ways to how best to connect with customers, and that's what I was looking for with regards to each of the products. You know, how you really, what the product that you're producing, or the service that you're doing, how are you really using that to connect with the customer base that you're trying to get to? And most of you guys really addressed that. You saw a problem and within your own self, your own community, and you figured out to address that problem through whatever it is you design or what it is you were doing. I guess to add to what it is with regards to the presentations and how you go about pitching. You know, yeah, as people rightly said, you know, get to the meat of what it is you know. First off, you know, get them hooked, get the judges hooked, and then you can go through, follow through when you ask questions. When they ask questions after, you can tell them, you know, this is what it is and this is what it does, and go through the final details. So yeah, great job, guys. I can't say much more than that.
I can't really add. You all spent what, like 2.5, 3 days working on this thing. So when you're pitching, make sure you show what you're working on. Sorry. When you're pitching, you can show what you worked on. The greatest long spiel about clouds and flowers and things that are related to what is you spent all your time working on. So the faster you see what it is you're working on, it's the bigger the impact it'll have on the people viewing. And more than likely, you'll have less questions. So far, it's been a good job by the teams. You all listened to the feedback in many pitches like yesterday and made a lot of significant changes. And some of the stuff we saw was completely different from what we did yesterday. And that's good because it shows you have the ability to take in feedback and switch over to the other foot really quickly. And you did it probably faster than it took you to get to the first version anyway. Right? So very good job. So that's it.
Yeah. From the things I heard, I just want to tell you guys to focus on customers. I think some of you guys mentioned that before. Focus on getting customers. Registering a company doesn't matter. Getting lawyers and accountants, none of that matters. Get customers, you can use that money to move forward and use that as an asset to move forward. But please focus on customers so that so it shows that you have something that can. All right?
No. I had a question. Like, what if it's an idea like ours is a non-profit? It's really geared to make money like that. Like, and we're still geared into customers. So users.
No customers, you focus on getting customers.
So customers first, because then the customers will convince the investors.
Yeah, get traction.
Right, because it is in your app. The internet bubble was only to get customers. That's why it's just a bubble.
What I want to add to that is there's a model called social entrepreneurship. I understand that you want to be a not-for-profit, but it doesn't mean it can't be sustainable. Because that method, you want to chase after and stuff, sometimes that's not reliable. And then what's going to happen the month the funding doesn't come through, or it's like 2 months late. So you have to figure out a way to please your target audience, but figure out a way to churn money. So I don't know if you know about the Hive in Trinidad. Yeah, you're part of it? Right, so I mean, okay, and plug. If you come to Arthur Lockjack Graduate School of Business, yeah, we have a program called IMBDI, and you will learn more about the business side of social entrepreneurship. Say that again? The International Master of Business Development and Innovation. And I mean, we're rolling it out in 7 programs throughout from the IMBA, EMBA, because we see that that's where we're going now. Yes, I am. Yes, we'll talk. Okay.
One last thing. Apart from my business, I'm also affiliated with 2 magazines. I believe one from the I2I. So I would like the contact details from all the different teams. So your phone number, email, Facebook. So we can actually contact you guys and get more information on your idea and your product, your business, what you intend to do. All right?
Yes. You guys, the judges said 3 more minutes. Hold on.
So who's got a joke?
I have a joke.
This one? It's still on time. Oh yeah, Anna was a coach. Oh yeah, Anna was a coach.
Just one thing I would like to say is that for me, Startup Weekend is all about crystallizing your idea and communicating your idea in a way that is simple and people can easily understand. Now, you guys went through several iterations of that before you came in front of me and presented it to us. However, this is not the end of the road for you. You will go on iterating your idea and also spend more time on how you communicate your idea. Because what you will find out once you start to engage customers and other key stakeholders is that you have to speak to them in their language. So sometimes there is one model of your business that you may say or express in one fashion to one group as opposed to another fashion to another group. It's the same thing that you're saying, but how you express it is very important. And you're going to learn by trial and error how to express what you need to say to the right people. Okay, so just keep in mind, this is not the end of the road. Simply the start.
Yeah. Take it back.
Yeah, so Ryan side here for me. I want everybody, I mean, I think you all see that what the idea you pitched at first and what you have now, the huge amount of work that, and I was telling the team, no idea does really look the same from when it was pitched in that first minute to this 5 minutes. And then, like you was saying, it may not look the same in the next month or the next year, but you keep doing it and you keep getting feedback and you keep iterating, and the more you work on it, the more chance you have a lot of success. So.
So the coaches, you guys reach out to them, get their contact information. I know Fabian will be here for the next month, so if you guys want to reach out to him, just catch him before he heads back. But reach out to each other. I'm hungry. Guess what kind of food we have?
What?
Yes. What? Curry? You have curry? What's what? Yeah, what's for dinner?
Chinese. Around though.
Anybody has a joke?
Yeah.
Oh no, sorry, hold on. Global Startup Battle. Global Startup Battle. Huh? Who?
Okay, so for everyone that wasn't a participant this weekend, this was a pretty special startup weekend. It's actually an outlier because what we didn't know, this week is Global Entrepreneurship Week around the world, and that's, I think, sponsored by the Kauffman Foundation. But point being is that at Up Global, we tried to take advantage of Global Entrepreneurship Week. And so on the 14th and the 21st of this month, so this weekend being the 21st, we tried to push all of our active cities around the world to host startup weekends. And the outcome of that was over 250 startup weekends happening on the 21st and the 14th. So this weekend we had over 105 startup weekends around the world platforms to communicate with these other startup weekends. Last night we had a big Google Hangout, which was really cool, where we got to talk to teams in San Francisco and Australia and see what they were doing given the same platform. So with this startup weekend, not to mention that we had a Twitter hashtag battle, and right now in the Caribbean we are, I think, 16th. So pretty good, but I mean, if you guys all want to throw out a tweet right now with SWTT, I think we can get up to 15. Besides the point, yeah, come on guys, we can make it. It's at SW Trinidad, and it's SWTT is the hashtag. But so these teams that participated tonight are going to have the opportunity to compete on a global scale. We've seen what other teams are doing given the same resources and given the same platform, given the same weekend and structure. The participants this weekend will actually have the opportunity after tonight, we didn't get to do it today, but after tonight to submit a 90-second video about their project, and they will have the opportunity to compete in different tracks. There's a champion track where the first 3 teams will be able to compete against the other top 3 teams in the Latin American region. And so that's kind of what Global Startup Battle is in a nutshell. Next year, I hope we're going to have another GSB event here in Trinidad and Tobago, and I hope that all of you tell your friends about Global Startup Battle, tell your friends about Startup Weekend, because it's proven that Startup Weekend is kind of, people attend Startup Weekend because they heard about it from a friend. So that being said, tell your friends about the magic of Startup Weekend. Tell your family members about the magic of Startup Weekend. We want to see double the amount of people in this room. We want to have double the amount of energy and different food, good food, lots of food all the time. It was my first time having TNT KFC, so that was a huge thing. It was absolutely delicious, I have to say. I mean, coming out of the airport, the first thing I saw was a KFC, and I was like, oh, what am I getting myself into? And then I had the spicy chicken, and I was like, oh, there's God. It was really good though. So I really enjoyed my time here. I haven't gotten chikungunya yet, so I'm just trying to kill time until the judges come back out. But yeah, Global Startup Battle, really cool, and I want to push the teams. If you come in for a second and third, to submit a 90-second video to the champions track. If you didn't come in for a second and third, submit to the other tracks available. It's a really good opportunity to compete on a global scale.
Ladies and gentlemen. First of all, we see a lot of work has been transpired, a lot of energy, a lot of sweat, and I think we all surprised by the quality of work we delivered in such a short time. We came up with a short list, and we evaluated the presentations, but also talked about what we heard, also the extra information, answers some questions we got, and we came up with a top 3. However, for all of you, we come up with some advice. On the paper, it's very short, but you can talk to us individually, and even I think maybe afterwards, we are accessible to provide with some additional support or advice. I think we do it pretty quick. That's the intention, right? As usual, we don't start with number 1. We keep attention there. Number 3, we think is a good initiative. We don't call it the real for-profit entrepreneurship. We call it social entrepreneurship. Let's talk down.
Come up, top down, come up. Don't be shy.
All of them.
Don't
The
come up.
whole team come up. Do a little dance.
Somebody describe it for me.
Although a close finish between number 2 and 1. Number 2 is Number 2 is a company where the brief things what we want to say. They are very ambitious. I think the reason behind it is good, but we advise them to focus a little bit more. People's Holding.
Wow! Yeah, I voted for that guy.
And then the big question. Number 1.
Number 1.
Well, number 1, we were impressed by, in principle, solving an existing problem. And we see a big international potential. But it will come down to how well can you develop and execute. You want to be hooked on it.
Judges, you guys. You guys. Talk down. Talk sideways. Hello. Talk down. You guys, come quick up. We really gotta go.
Smile, look pretty. Y'all look good.
Pack in, guys.
Just turn.
Kevin, super all the balls.
You should also wear a headband.
I'm serious. There's somebody headband every time. Kevin just continues.
It's all of us. Kevin's always in the middle.
I think it's a startup weekend tradition to get everybody in one picture.
Everybody has to come to the front.
What team are you on?
I think we all say that we don't
You mean from your dress now?
You guys are
You don't want any judges in, or let's just say participants?
share a picture on Facebook. I want one.
Yeah.
Big smile.
One crazy one, crazy one.
What's a crazy one?
Okay, guys, one last 30 seconds, really quick.
Somebody pull up the timer. Y'all see what it's like, y'all.
Okay, we have some prizes for our judges. Judges come forward, thank you very much. Thank you very much, Eric. Thank you. Thank you, Wes, Claude, and Beverly. Thank you very much, Beverly.
Thank you.
Claude. People's Choice. Hold on, guys, one sec, quick. Really quick, where's Chris, not KRS, CH, RIS. Chris, yeah, come quick. Claude, come quick. Yeah. Just wanted to give this prize to Chris. You. Thank you very much.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, Chris. Real MVP.
Oh, guys, hey guys, and thank you very much, Joanna, for taking pictures. Joanna just wants to take group pictures of each group. Can we do that on the other side? All right, guys. So to the food. All right, thank you very much. We'll see everybody across there.